Believe it or not, men enjoying video games is somehow making modern women mad. The complaints are rolling in, and the reactions are getting wild. Let's see what's going on.
I am an adult. Video games are for children.
Well, I do know some men where it's just like you are paying attention on that game, talking to them people, arguing with them people, and you could be in my face.
I think one reason is definitely because I'm jealous of him, because he's had the same amazing group of friends since he was 5 years old.
But the whole gaming thing...
What's the problem? Jacqueline has this big problem too. Because...
It's just lazy.
Anybody else just absolutely hates video games.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
No, don't.
What the hell is wrong with you? We're a family!
Why?
Because this is all you do.
It's not, it's all I have.
The whole gaming thing...
What's the problem? Jacqueline has this big problem too. Because...
It's just lazy. It feels like unless you're getting paid...
It's a hobby, a way to let steam off. I don't know why it's hard to understand.
And there's a line, right? Like, it's cool if you want to do it every so often, but to me, I'm like... Go educate. Like, go do something productive.
But what is the problem? Like, you know, Jacqueline has a big problem with it too. Whenever she hears the PlayStation start up, like I gotta hear the huffing and puffing.
Yeah.
But if I were to just have TV on, you'd be on TikTok as it is, not paying attention.
It's not that,
so why does it bother you?
Because it's not the distraction of me being on TikTok and us watching TV. It's what you could be doing with that time.
There it is, and that's what I knew it.
It's what you could.
You women want to task us bad.
No.
That you're so pissed.
No.
As soon as you start it, they hear it, and they don't like it. They should make silent gaming consoles at this point.
We're taking time from doing something.
No.
Wait a minute, you're enjoying things? You have time to do this video game?
Here's the thing.
Here's all the things you could be doing.
But here's the thing, you're enjoying it, but you could also be planning something nice for us. You know, like...
Where it's just like you are paying attention on that game, talking to them people, arguing with them people, and you could be in my face. It is some men that needs to give their woman more attention, but it's just like the game it just irritates me.
But men are stressed out. They come home, they want to play the game. It's freedom.
But why, as a grown man, do you want to come home and play with a controller?
What do you mean by that?
Someone who never experienced it would never understand the joy and peace it brings.
You don't play video. You know what? I'm mad now. I'm upset. A man, this is like his only time of like having complete freedom and something to escape reality for 20 minutes, and you're trying to take it away from him.
You're not doing all that with that video game. Avatars, like, what you want to look like? Who the f is this? Who the f is this? No. No, the avatar, who the f is that?
I think it's similar to the concept of makeup. Both make customizations to the person.
Like, you know what I'm saying? That's not you.
Let your man play video games. Because a lot of y'all be hating for no reason, and y'all taking it way too serious than you actually need to. Let me put it in perspective for you, right? You love makeup. As a little girl, you grew up playing with the Barbie dream houses and the Corvettes and all of that. So you kind of grow up and you do the same thing. You decorate your house. You do the Barbie decoration. You like to wear makeup, jewelry, paint your nails. There's a lot of different trinkets that you can play with, right? It keeps you in that young mindset. It lets you tap into the child that's inside of you that never went anywhere. And you don't let your man tap into his own child as if we're not supposed to have one and you are. If you want your man to show his happiness and some of that childlike quality and energy inside of him, let him play his game.
I let him play his game.
Let him be a kid.
I do. So if he tells any of you guys that game with him that are watching, he's lying. I let him play his game.
She let him play.
Instead of arguing, maybe she can try it too. And who knows, she might like to play with him.
She let him play.
Let him play. You know, honestly though, he's a busy guy. When I do see him on his game, I'm like, it makes me happy. I really do care about like your mind. And so when I know you're playing your games, I'm like, I love it. Here's the deal. If your dude ain't taking care of his business though, like if he's just out here just dirty, ain't washed his ass, you know.
I completely agree. It's all about balance. If it's a break, 2 to 3 hours a day is fine. But if it's from sunrise to sunset, it's a problem.
He's missing work. He's not sleeping. I'm not talking about those situations, but like, he's a grown ass man. He's providing. He's not doing nothing wrong. Let him have his little break.
Let him play a game. Your man will be happy.
Yes.
If she hates to see you happy, believe it and find better. Exactly. Games are good in moderation, not as a daily routine.
What's one thing that just makes you extremely upset and you can't explain why?
Honestly, this is probably gonna sound really bad, but it's when my boyfriend hangs out with his friends.
You don't want to be like this.
I think one reason is definitely because I'm jealous of him, because he's had the same amazing group of friends since he was 5 years old. And I've never had a consistent group of friends, ever.
Huh?
And I know that it's normal for friends to change as you grow up, but his friends have always been the same, and I kind of wish that I had that, because even all through high school, I was one of those people who was in every single group and activity, so I was friends with everybody.
This shows men's loyalty over the years.
Video games are for children.
Wow.
And so me in dating, I would rather you have a hobby that's not video games. Something that enlightens you.
You don't think video games do that at all?
I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. My favorite video game growing up, it was Frogger. So I'm just helping a frog cross the street.
Track. Oh my God. God. All arguments invalid. Frogger? Of all the amazing games out.
It's like never trying any kind of ice cream except vanilla and claiming it's the best.
I got another
Frogger.
one. I got another one. Grand Theft Auto.
GTA's one of your favorite favorites?
Grand Theft Auto. Before you decided to keep this going as a grown man.
Right. Which I have made very, very lucrative for myself.
And by the way, were you always a gamer?
I grew up playing games like Final Fantasy VII, you don't know it. Kingdom Hearts 2, you don't know it. Mega Man X, which I went and got him iced out here, you don't know it.
Mortal Kombat.
Still
Fighter.
Name one Mortal Kombat character.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man.
The games he mentioned are pretty good, and I'm sure many men play them.
Just absolutely hates video games, and when their boyfriend plays video games, because I feel like I'm a bad girlfriend, but I just cannot stand it and I don't know what to do. Like, I tried multiple strategies of discouraging that habit, and I'm really trying to be more accepting and think about why does it trigger me so much and how can I reflect on this. But the truth is that it doesn't trigger me because he doesn't have time for me or because he doesn't put attention on me. I don't think so. I think what triggers me is the priorities. Like, why is playing with your friend your priority, you know? It's not even like, oh, you need to spend time with me. But I don't know.
Despite him spending time with her, she still doesn't like to see him enjoy playing with his friends.
I just really hope there is somebody who can relate with me. Like, please relate, because I feel like the worst girlfriend ever sometimes. Just ranting all the time about it because I don't know how to handle it better. I just feel like I'm working on my dreams all the time. I'm so like ambitious and hardworking, and I don't need anyone to praise me or whatever. I just want to feel like I'm not alone in it. You know what I mean? Like, I want to cook nice dinner, eat healthy, exercise, run my business, have friends and social life, be a good girlfriend.
And in this case, she should put herself in his shoes. In my opinion, this is one of the side effects of dating a partner with nothing in common.
But I just don't feel the support. Like, why don't you just cook dinner one day?
Why isn't it possible? It's just not. Why not?
My boyfriend and I have been dating for almost 4 years now and living together for almost 2. We really love each other, and I think both hope to move on to marriage and kids someday. But the problem is he plays video games every day. If it was up to him, he would be gaming nonstop morning to night. This is a huge red flag and a turnoff for me and has caused most of our major fights. I'm worried that it seems like he doesn't have any other interest or desires to live life outside of gaming and watching sports. I find it hard to imagine my life with children, married to a man that just wants to stay inside every day and game. We've talked about this issue and he promises that he will change, but even when we go out to dinner...
What upsets me the most about this situation is that this man stopped doing what he loved because of her. and she still doesn't appreciate
or
him.
on a quick walk. It seems like he's just rushing to get through it to get back to gaming. This is such a turnoff and a problem for me.
Well, I'm out, man. One thing that I'm thinking of is talk about your schedules. What are your schedules like? What's your work schedule, at home schedule, and figure out a time where it's like this time is slotted specifically for us, at least during the week.
I mean, this would be a deal breaker for me. If I was with someone who only spent their time playing video games or watching sports, and like if this was all consuming to them, where this was all that they could think about, they weren't helping me do things, they didn't want to make plans on the weekends, get out of the house, do other things, because that's important to me, is to go out, do activities and other things together. This would be a deal breaker for me.
Get the out of my house.
That is a good approach, to make time for each thing so there can be a healthy balance.
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
What you doing?
Nothing.
How was your day?
Good.
That's cool.
So you just gonna play the game instead of talk to me?
What?
You just gonna play the game instead of talk to me?
No, I was just...
No, you know what? You can play the game if you want to. Bye.
What do you guys think? I think most of us men relate to this moment.
What are you doing? How many people play this game? Don't they have wives at home? Are they playing their wives?
What are you doing?
I'm helping you. What is that name? Heart Mangler.
You're messing me up.
Oh my god, is that bow and arrow? Don't touch it. Sharp.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Did you just die? Clicky, stop working. What is the problem?
At least she's showing interest in what he's doing.
If he plays any of these 5 games, keep him. First up, we've got Elden Ring. If he plays Elden Ring, yeah, he's a keeper, for sure. These men spend hundreds of hours playing this game. He's got no time to cheat. All he does is stay home and play this game. If your man plays GTA and he doesn't play GTA roleplay, keep him. He probably spends a lot of time on this game working for what he has. It takes a lot of time to get money on this game. So if he's grinding, he's probably loyal, not talking to any other girls. Next up, we've got Helldivers 2. This game is still pretty new, but I've heard some really great things about the community. I've heard there is some toxicity, but most of the time people just help each other and work together. So if your man plays Helldivers 2, he's probably just chilling out, honestly, and having a good time. Next up, we've got Dark Souls. Now, I know I already put Elden Ring, but if your man plays any Dark Souls games, literally keep him.
Exactly. They should see it from this perspective and be appreciative. Because they have a man who would rather play games in his free time than go to clubs.
I love how Dark Souls guys are so into the lore of this game, and they're just so happy to tell you. I don't know, it's so cute, so keep him. And last but not least, we have the Resident Evil series. Similar to Dark Souls guys, they're really into the lore of the game, and that's just the cutest thing ever. They're honestly super loyal and super into this game, so you have nothing to worry about.
I'm impressed she got all her facts right.
There's a 2022 study suggesting that the playing of video games is associated with heightened cognition, faster reaction times, improved working memory, and modifying the cortical networks associated with the process of playing. Video games contain the blueprint for engaging education because of the way that they cater to human learning. A complex story, interwoven with learning content, and a bit of artificial intelligence for difficulty and balance. And video games can teach multiple things simultaneously. Humans can take in information in 3 core ways: audio, text, and video. And some studies show that when 2 or more of these channels are used, learning gains are higher.
It's like an entertaining way to keep the brain working. Video games give faster reflexes, have puzzles that keep the brain trying to figure out the best solution.
Video games, by design, are a complex blend of audio, text, video, and interactivity that can intensify focus. I'm advocating for the components of video games, especially the engaging ones, to be ported into classroom instruction because the audience, the students, clearly understand the media. If we can start showing students how their passion for playing connects to their futures, we will have done our jobs.
Did you know that playing video games can actually have a positive effect on brain function? Puzzle games have been shown to improve problem solving, cognitive skills, and even working memory. Titles like Valorant and Counter-Strike have been shown to improve your visual spatial skills and hand-eye coordination. Racing games can help you with your decision making and your reaction time. Role-playing games have been linked to increased empathy and even improving social skills, where strategy games can help with analytics. So the next time someone tells you that video games are rotting your brain, tell them a random doctor on TikTok told them they're wrong.
And next time someone tells you video games have no benefits, tell them a random wolf on YouTube said otherwise.
What I'm about to tell you is a little difficult to open up about. It makes me very vulnerable because it's a bit of a sensitive topic. And to others, it might not be sensitive at all. So you might be like, why? So please don't shame me or be rude. So I get triggered when my partner plays video games. And here's why. Reason number one, I think this triggers me, is because 2 of my past relationships have been with boyfriends that spent a majority of their free time playing video games. One of them, for example, I would be over hanging out with him and he would just be playing video games for hours and I would be sitting there so bored just watching him play for seriously like 4 to 5 hours, maybe more. Another one of them, I didn't really have to watch him play much because he was always playing at his house when I wasn't there, but I was working all the time to try to build up a savings. And he did not have a job and lived with his parents and would just play video games nonstop. So I kind of felt like I'm working for my future, and which I hope is our future, and like working so hard and you're not working at all because you're just playing video games. And then he answered with, I could become a professional video game player and make a ton of money. And at the time I was just like, this is not realistic at all. He's never become a professional video game player. I know there are many.
If it's just a hobby in his free time, I believe he deserves his alone time. But if it makes him neglect his job and responsibilities, we need to draw the line here.
Second reason I think it triggers me is the sound, the violence.
My mom got me into gaming. I used to sit on her lap and watch her play. Men play video games because it's relaxing and a way to get away from stress and other things.
You know what I just really hate about men is that they can go to a golf course by themselves, have no problem joining a group of guys and playing with them for 18 holes, and then all of a sudden it's like their best friend, and they hang out with them every weekend. And the audacity of men to be able to do that is ridiculous, because girls, not a shot that would happen. I don't even know what kind of activity that would be allowed in for girls. But if you guys do know of one, specifically in Salt Lake City, let a girl know because she needs friends.
That's what I love about being a man.
Why do women hate when men play the game? Probably because we ain't getting a good enough attention. That's really what it is. Because it's like, they can play the game for a while, like sun up to sun down, and you didn't just check up on me like for 2 seconds and went back on the game. Like, that's not enough. We need to be outside doing something. So this is probably why. As females, though, what we can do, though, is we can find something that we like to do and just be next to them, because they don't mind the company. It's just, you know, telling them to get off the game right then and there, and they in a match. That's not gonna work. So yeah, that's it though. Just, and for men, give your girls more attention. That's it. Then you could be on the game all day. Take her on a date first, and then you can be on the game. Okay?
It's unrealistic for a man to play all day. It makes no sense. Especially if he has a job. then it's just not possible. What do you guys think? Is gaming too much, or does a man have the right to enjoy his free time alone? Let us know. Well, guys, that was all for today. We'll be back soon.